Good morning, guys. We are coming to you from Bowling Green, Florida. We are at Paynes Creek Historic State Park. So this is State Park number 4 for us. We're trying to tour all of them, so this is the visitor center behind us here. I don't know if it's open or not because we're here kind of early in the morning, but let's go make some memories. I feel like I need a glass of lemonade. We are inside the visitor center here. There's a view out the window. It's talking about the Indian Wars here, and I'm guessing we walk this way. Oh, this is neat. We've been to the state park before, but I don't remember walking inside this. This must have been closed when we were here last time. Kennedy Darling store, like a general store where you can buy your salt. What's XXX? Gunpowder?
Maybe.
Oh, hey, buddy. You're just hanging around, huh?
Keeping their head in the game.
Oh. Apologize for the lighting. It's a little dark in here, but this is still pretty cool. Murder. So I'm talking about the lighting. On the evening of July 17th, 1849, Indians opened fire on the 3 store clerks as they sat down to supper. George Payne and Dempsey Whiddon were killed instantly. William McCullough was wounded in the left shoulder and quickly ran into the woods with his wife and child. Oh wow, so they got ambushed over here. This is a really neat little visitor center, though. They have a movie over here, but it's not playing. Currently, I think we're the only ones in this place. I don't even think there's any staff in here. Oh wow, an old Marine Corps button from 1850. Construction nails, buckles. This is pretty cool. Stuff I guess they've unearthed. Yeah, artifacts from Fort Choctawnicola. I'm horrible at pronouncing stuff. Oh, a cool cannon. Peace talks with General Twiggs. Some soldiers. I always look at these old soldier outfits and I wonder, how did they survive a Florida summer wearing that? Ugh. So a cannon. So here's a little replica of what the old fort used to look like here. I guess there's still a fort site out on the property.
But it says fort site. So
yeah, so it may be like Fort Cooper where it's just a wall. We'll see. 2 fort site through this door.
Oh, okay.
The Scottish influence. The clothing worn by Seminole men in 1850 reflected the influence of Scottish Highlanders who migrated to the Georgia frontier in an earlier time. So that's why the Native Americans you see here are wearing almost what looks like kilts. That is interesting. I did not know that. So it says, we went through the door and it says to fort site. We came to this park a long time ago and we did not go to this visitor center or to a fort site. We just walked the trail that took you along the creek. We missed like half the state park last time we were here. Let's see what this old sign says here. Scrub community. The soldiers selected this site for a fort because it was the highest ground in the vicinity. All right, so after our short little hike from the visitor center to the fort site, this is the fort site. Other than the cleared land, it doesn't look like anything else remains from it. Probably was wood and maybe burned or something. Fort Choctawnicola was one of a vast number of temporary log forts built on the American frontier during the Indian Wars. The spot was chosen because it was the highest ground in the vicinity and close to a water supply. The team of archaeologists conducted investigations at this site in 1982. One of the digs produced evidence that a wooden building, probably a blockhouse, stood here. Huh. And it says the blockhouse was part of most frontier forts. The overhanging upper story had gun ports on its floor. This prevented an enemy from rushing the building and sheltering against the walls. So this is where an old fort used to be. Also inside the visitor center, there's restrooms. I don't know if there's any other restrooms at this state park. I'm not sure. We have to look at the map. But just to give you a heads up, they do have restrooms in here, so it's good to hit them when you first get to the park. Okay, so speaking of the bathrooms in the visitor center, the light just flickers. It is so hard to use the bathroom in here. I felt like I was in a haunted house. That is crazy. It's the cursed bathroom of Halloween. Okay, so we parked in the second parking area now after you leave the visitor center. And there's like some sort of nature trails down this way, more restrooms. Okay, talking about how they do burns. That's something if you're not from Florida, you might not know. We do prescribed burns down here to kill off the underbrush and that, so that way if we ever do get a true natural wildfire, it doesn't become out of control as easily. More restrooms.
You are here.
Where? Oh, okay.
So
if we keep going straight, we'll run into the monument. If we make a right. When we get to the river, we make a right, cross the bridge, and then back to the monument, and then we'll go back and then do the red trail.
okay.
That's the one we want to walk.
Okay.
There's a trading post site way over here, too. You heard?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of neat. In 1849, this is going to lead us to the exact site where the attack took place. Both trails start and end here. The monument trail takes 20 minutes, which we're going to do first, and is a half a mile long. And the store trail takes 60 minutes and is 1.5 miles long. I don't know if we're doing the store trail, though. So that's this up here, the Kennedy Darling store site. I think we're going to go this way to the suspension bridge, and then we're going to go this way and walk this. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, so we're here, and this is where the trail splits that the sign was talking about. The monument trail goes here to the left, across some sort of bridge, which looks pretty cool. And then the trading post store is to the right. I don't think we're going to do that one today, just because it doesn't seem like it right now, but it's supposed to rain this afternoon at like 2 or 3 o'clock, and we still have other things we want to vlog today. So we're going to do this and the other trail that's by the water. Oh, we can't go across it.
Oh no.
So we can't even go to the monument.
Oh, this is something.
No jumping, diving, or fishing from bridge.
What? Wait.
It says, do not enter.
Well, that sucks. How about the little, at least get it from down there?
Yeah, I gotta be careful. I don't want no gators. As soon as I said your name, I heard you creeping in the bushes. Yeah, because we can't walk across this. Hello? Yeah, and there's the little, I don't know if this is the Peace, I think this is the Peace River, which is a very long river in Florida, but it's never really very deep, only in certain spots. So it's a very good river for kayaking and canoeing. I think that's what this is. It's either that or Paynes Creek. I'm not 100% sure. Paynes Creek? Okay. Yeah, the Peace River, I think, is the other way on the other trail. This sucks. I wanted to walk across it and go to the monument.
Why would it be closed?
Probably the wood, or the wood doesn't look like it's in the best shape. Maybe they got to renovate it. And this is why people need to come to the state parks and donate money and stuff so that they can do whatever renovations are needed to open this back up. Oh, this was depressing. And you can tell by looking at the wood that's here and the sign that's here that it's been closed off for a while. That's kind of depressing. We were hoping to see the monument, learn a little bit of history, but on to the next trail. It says alligators are present along the trails and waterways of the park. They usually eat fish, turtles, and small deer, but have been known to attack larger animals. Alligators have also been known to attack humans. So if you're not from Florida, which I know a lot of people watching our videos are not, anywhere where you see water in the state of Florida, there could be alligators. So you've got to be extremely careful. Always watch your surroundings. All right, so now we are going to take the Peace River Trail. It says this leisurely 40-minute, 1-mile loop trail will lead you along the banks of Paynes Creek, which we see right here to our right, to the Peace River. So when we come out up in this area, it's where the river and the creek meet each other. And we've seen people kayaking and canoeing in the past, which is really cool. Cypress swamps, woodpeckers, ducks, herons, cooter. It says cooter. Is that the kind of turtle, or is that his name? Brown water snakes. Ugh. And fishies, warmouth, and golden top minnow. Huh. Let's go see if we spot any wildlife out here. And once again, here's the warning sign talking about alligators. It is ooh, I just walked through a cobweb. Nobody's been up here in a while. And it is illegal to feed alligators.
There's one right there.
Oh yeah, there's a gator right there in the water. Good call. I didn't even look that far. I'm just looking straight down. Yeah, there's a gator right there, hidden in all the green. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's right there. And then his tail goes up that way. He's camouflaged very well in the water there. You'd have no clue that he's there. That's why the signs are real. People come here and they think it's a joke, and you can feed the gators and grab their tails and get all close to them. You're taking your life in your hands if you do anything like that. Plus, you can be going to jail. So, respect the gators and they will respect you 9 times out of 10. So on the Peace River Trail, this is the Peace River, because the loop goes to the right where you can go straight, or to the left. We took the left because it walks you more through the woods. And then we come out, and then this is the Peace River all here, going this way. And then this right here is Paynes Creek, floating in this direction. And then the two come together and they float whatever direction that is, to the south, I think. I'm pretty sure the Peace River floats north to south. I know it goes through big sections of Florida. If you're ever in Florida when we get a hurricane or tropical storm, or even just a ton of rain in the summertime, a lot of times on the news, if you're in the Tampa area, Polk County area, Sarasota, anywhere along that lines, you'll hear them talking about the Peace River's at its banks. It's about to flood. It's at flood stage. That's this river that you're looking at right here. I know earlier in this vlog I mentioned the fact that there was rain coming and it was a perfectly blue sky. It's not so blue anymore. clouding up. The rain is coming this afternoon, so we're going to be heading out shortly. This is going to wrap up our visit here to Paynes Creek Historic State Park here in Bowling Green, Florida. If you're a canoe or a kayaker, you've got great opportunities here to do that. If you just want to come out for a good nature hike, they've also got a very nice nature trail. It's unfortunate that the monument, we can't get across that bridge to that. Hopefully at some point in the future they'll reopen that bridge, I'm not sure. I didn't see anything about it on the website for the state park, which is in the description down below. But hopefully you like this journey. If you like seeing these state park visits, our state park series, give this video a big thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button because we are growing. We're over 1,700 subscribers now, and we're planning on doing all 175 state parks, as well as our normal Prime Trains, Prime Eats, Prime Visits, other sites in Florida that are not theme parks. So stay tuned for a lot of cool stuff. We have a lot of nice things coming up over the next 6 months or so before we get back to our hot Florida weather again. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave us a comment down below, and as always, we will see you soon.